All right, it's time for one of our funnest monthly segments, movie time. Welcome back, Micah, from the Black on Black Cinema podcast and the Nerdpocalypse podcast. Good to have you back, buddy.
Hey, Micah.
All right, I'll get his voice up. That's my fault, as usual.
Okay.
Oh,
As
see?
usual.
Shenanigans.
Oh,
Reggie disappeared.
Great
Reggie
timing.
disappeared.
That was perfect.
that's going to be produced as a short clip.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans. Wop.
Like a
Should be,
magic
have
word.
should be our opening.
Welcome back, Micah. Welcome back.
Thank you for
Glad,
having me.
happy to have you as always. All right, let's get right into it. We've got a couple of great movies to talk about today. First up, we have Concrete Cowboy. All right, sent to live with his estranged father for the summer, a rebellious teen finds kinship in a tight knit Philadelphia community of black cowboys. After another incident in his school, a 15-year-old Cole, played by Caleb McLaughlin, is taken to live with his estranged father Harp, played by Idris Elba in North Philadelphia. There he discovers the city's vibrant urban cowboy subculture, which has existed for more than 100 years, providing a safe haven for the neighborhood despite the surrounding poverty, violence, and encroachment of gentrification. Did we lose Micah again?
You lost Micah. You lost him.
All right, Micah. So we all checked out this movie. Let's start out with you and get your thoughts on the movie. What were your thoughts?
So, I think that this is a pretty bog standard coming of age story set in a very unique environment, and I feel like as a coming of age story, it's fine. It hits the beach it's supposed to hit. It's got the metaphors that it's supposed to have, like, oh, this troubled child, and he's befriended by the troubled horse, right? Like only the two of them can get together. It's standard, right?
Yep.
But it's set in such a unique location and environment that I feel like I kind of want to see a documentary of these urban cowboys a little
Mhm.
more
Yes.
Yeah.
than the actual story that was here. The visuals are striking, right? You see these not just these black cowboys, right? Because that's one thing that you generally don't see. It's black cowboys, but black cowboys in an urban environment. Um,
Yeah.
it was a solid movie. If you want to watch it, I recommend that you watch it, but I feel like it'll make you want to investigate the lives of these urban cowboys more.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's start. Let's
Agree.
go with Robbie. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
It's funny that you should say that, Micah, because as we were watching the movie, my wife and I were like, "Jace, like, is this a real thing? Like, I didn't see based on true events or anything." And then to come and find out that this is a real lifestyle, that this is based off of real people. And at the end of the film, when they're actually interviewing some of the cast members who are some of these cowboys, and the performances that they got out of these regular folk were fantastic. I mean, it seemed very authentic and genuine because it was. And like you said, as far as a coming of age story goes, it was pretty standard. And I mean, it hits you in the feels when it's supposed to. It really hits on that conflict between a father and a son. And I'm going to let Neo talk about that a little bit more because we talked pre-show. But yeah, like I'm with you. I want to see documentaries on these cowboys, their evolution. It's where they were, where are they going to? Because it was absolutely fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah. That's Johnny. What are your thoughts?
I feel like, to be honest, I had to watch it twice because the first time I fell asleep through it, only because it's a sleepy, like I don't know, it's a slow is it called like
It's
a
a slow
slow
burn.
burn? I don't know.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, it's
that
a
was on
slow
my notes.
burn.
You took my notes.
Yeah, definitely a slow burn. But the acting was amazing. I think those young men did a really, really good job. Of course, he did good. He did his job. But I think that the acting was really what kind of kept me because I just liked how I don't know. I like those soppy stories where he's like connected to his animals. So it was just like when well, I won't give too much information, but a scenario in the movie where he kind of almost lost what he had. Um, I just felt him. So I think that the I forget his name, but he played in When They See Us with yeah, yeah.
Gennaro
I forgot
Jarrell.
his name, but
What is it, Micah? Could you repeat?
yes,
Gennaro Jarrell.
Jerome.
Oh, no,
Or
no.
Jarrell,
Yeah,
Jarrell Jerome. Sorry, Jarrell Jerome.
Jarrell Jerome. Yeah, that's
Smush.
yeah.
Smush.
I
Smush.
think that they did great.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's my thought so far. I will say that it was interesting seeing that contrast of cowboys being in the hood or being in the city. So it's interesting. And I would like to know more about it.
All right. And Lizzie, what are your thoughts on
I think this movie, even though it had fine ass Idris Elba, my old kissing partner, fine ass Method Man. I think this movie
Yeah, he was.
failed on so many
Oh,
levels
wow,
for
I'm
me.
surprised.
One, I learned nothing about the cowboy culture or history in Philadelphia.
Hmm.
Like I think either I can't remember if it was Micah or Rob B who alluded to the fact that it almost seemed like fiction, that this was some made up story. There was no point of reference, there was no exploration of the history of cowboys in this city, how they came about, where they were, and how they are, where they came to in present day. And so you're just sitting there confused, like, okay, are there really horses running up and down the streets in Philadelphia in 2021? Like it was confusing. But even beyond that, I was particularly annoyed with the fact that the way the character of Cole was treated, or mistreated, or neglected,
Hmm.
or ignored. Like there was no connection between him and his father, Harper, who was played by Idris Elba's
Mhm.
character, had his mother who basically abandoned him in the middle of the night in front of his father's house, a father that he really didn't know that well, a
Hmm.
father who, when he came into the house, didn't interact with him, didn't talk to him, didn't try to figure out what his story was,
Yep.
put him on the couch in a living room with a damn horse. This kid ain't horses. And then when sleep, and then when Cole woke up the next morning, the father wasn't there. There was no breakfast, there was no good morning, there was no conversation, nothing.
Yeah.
There was no actual real interaction between Cole and the father
Yeah.
until the demise of the Smush character.
Yeah.
And so
But at
kind
that
of
point in the story, Liz, there was no pre-existing relationship with the
Yeah, I
father and
think
the son. He had no idea
that's
how to be a father. He's
But that's
he's
my
used to
point.
being a lone
But
wolf.
that's my point. But that's my point. There was no seeking because, as Cole pointed out, he can be all these great things to all these other people.
Mhm.
Everyone else revered him, thought that he was this great man or whatever. But when it came to his son, there was nothing. And so that's what kind of got to me the most. And so, as a Black woman who grew up with a mother like that, because everyone in the church loved my mom, but I never felt like my mom loved me.
Mm.
And so, as someone
Mhm.
who grew up in a similar situation, I was just like, you know what? We as a people have to start showing compassion to our youth, to our loved ones. The first time he touched the boy was when he was hugging him after the smush incident. So I was just like, okay, it took me a while to get into it. Like, yeah, it was a good ending. It was a feel good ending. I just feel like there was a lot missed between the beginning until we got to the ending. Neo?
Yeah, I was like you, very disappointed. I thought it was slow. Thought the movie was boring. I thought Idris Elba's character was I think Idris Elba was underutilized drastically because there were very few actual lines for Idris. I mean, he was literally just a stoic character throughout the whole movie. Um, and then, like you said, there was no interactions. There was very little character development. The backstory of where they came from and what the people were about. The backstory on Cole, the child himself, was pretty much non-existent. And then we talked about Smush, but like his character, that relationship like came out of nowhere. I mean, one minute, he's just meeting Smush again for, he knew him as a little kid in the neighborhood. The next minute, he's running corners with him, and then the next minute, they talking about
They want
going
to
off together. Going off
they want to get
somewhere
a
together.
ranch together.
I'm like, this relationship? How did it develop like this? I thought they were a couple for a minute.
I did
taught
too.
Cole who taught Cole how to ride horses? We never got because Cole
Right.
was shown
Yeah.
that Smush rode. That Smush had this, history of riding horses, but we never saw Cole being introduced into let me ride a horse. There was a young man in the wheelchair who taught him kind of about the care of horses,
Mm-hmm.
but there was no get up on a horse. This is how you do it
Well,
for the
there's
audience.
one scene where the animal metaphor for Cole is running wild, right? And at that point is when you see Cole, you have to Lorraine Toussaint, who's a wonderful actress. Lorraine Toussaint
Wonderful actor.
Yes.
Wonderful.
tells
She was probably the best.
tells
Well, I
yeah,
thought as a
she's
kid,
amazing.
Kid was great.
She's
No,
amazing.
Method
Uh,
yes. And we,
she
It was
she
nice
tells
seeing him.
she tells him, no, you are the only one who can do this. And then this is I agree it is a slapdash way of doing it, but I think they wanted to get the metaphor of the two, wild creatures finding each other and becoming one, trying to and that was his like, oh, it will be instinctive to you because you have this unspoken
Right.
bond with this creature.
Right.
I agree. It's kind of a slapdash way of doing it. It's kind of an artsy way
Yeah.
of doing it. Like I'm a big fan of a montage. Like I don't mind a montage. You know what I mean? But I think that this movie is just kind of focusing on the wrong thing. I'm way more interested in the actual being an urban cowboy
Mhm.
that's
than
what I
I
thought.
am
Yeah.
of this.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
Yeah,
I
and that's what I thought it would be. That's what I thought it would be.
yeah. So and like you said, and I tell my students this all the time, like when you present something, your audience should not have to walk away with questions. And so the fact that I came into this thinking that I was going to get some education about urban cowboys, about black cowboys in Philadelphia, and I got none of that. And like Rob said, had to go look it up. It's like, okay, I could have done this without the movie. I could have wasted, I wasted some time here, except for the fact that I saw fine ass Method Man. But other than that,
I mean, he did work out. I mean, he did work out for this movie clearly. All
yeah,
right,
he did. All right.
Mhm.
let's get. So any final thoughts, Michael, on this movie?
It's fine. It's fine.
It's
I'm
an okay
not.
movie.
I'm
It wasn't
not. I'm not
horrible.
offended by it. Yeah, I'm not offended by it. Like I said, if you've seen one coming of age movie, you've seen them all. But the thing that I appreciated was it introducing this new concept to me,
Yeah.
and hopefully now someone will make a documentary about it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I did look them up. I
Afterwards.
did look up more information on them.
I would like to learn because I've heard about the history or heard about the education that white cowboys were not the first cowboys, were not the only cowboys, but I want to hear more about it. I want to hear
Yeah,
more about it.
that is interesting.
Yep. All right, let's get on to our second movie, Promising Young Woman.
Whoop, whoop. Was it so promising? Was it so
All right.
promising?
So, a young woman traumatized by a tragic event in her past seeks out vengeance against those who cross her path. After a terrible crime involving her friend Nina, emotionally scarred medical student dropout Cassie, played by Carey Mulligan, frequents the local bars and nightclubs pretending to be dead, drunk, utterly helpless, and vulnerable. She prowls for all sorts of male predators and other wolves in sheep's clothing. Then Ryan, an old classmate played by Bo Burnham, enters her life, and just like that, Cassie wants out. However, breaking those habits are easier